All right, we are getting ready for the Wessington Springs graduating class of 2020. James Dean Adair, son of Crystal McIntosh, plans on moving to Colorado to pursue a career in writing. Now we have Monty Vincent Azure, son of Tim and Carrie Azure. Next fall, Monty will be attending MTI for wind turbine technology. Our next graduate is Michaela Marie Dornbush, daughter of John and Heidi Dornbush. Michaela will be attending USD and majoring in accounting. She's a member of the National Honor Society, Life Serve Donor of Distinction, American Legion Auxiliary, Class of 2019, Mary Goring Memorial. Our next graduate entering in is Riley Hines, son of Scott Hines and Crystal Lammy. In the fall, Riley will be attending MTI for diesel technology. Next graduate entering is Piper Lee Jones, daughter of Patrick and Sandra Jones. Piper will be going to SDSU for nursing and the National Honor Society, National Choir Directors, Wascota Foundation, Eldon Cutler Memorial, Jacob Kolosik Memorial Scholarship, PEO Scholarship, SAC Scholarship, SDSU Vocal Music Scholarship, and Jackrabbit Guarantee Scholarship. Piper Jones. Our next graduate is Brendan Labor, son of Philip and Cindy Labor. Next fall, Brendan will be attending Northern State University, and he's a member of the National Honor Society, also receiving the Regents Scholar, the John Philip Sousa Award, and American Bank and Trust. Brendan Labor. Our next graduate entering is Emma Grace Lammy, the daughter of Scott and Crystal Lammy. Emma will be going to USD to major in business administration with the emphasis in health. She's also a member of the National Honor Society, also the Regents Scholar, SAC Scholarship, Summer Life Serve Donor of Distinction, and Wheel Drive Memorial. Emma Lammy. Our next graduate entering is Riley Kenneth Larson, son of Brad and Heather Larson. Riley will be attending Lake Area Tech for General Ag, member of the National Honor Society, also receiving the Farm Bureau, Gerald Buffalo County 4-H, Jacob Kolosik Memorial Scholarship, Venture Communication and Vespar Chapter, 81, Riley Kenneth Larson. Our next graduate to enter is Ethan Carl Stuber Morales, son of Evelyn Stuber and Morales and Jeremy Stuber. Ethan plans on attending MTI for electrical construction. Our next graduate to enter is Chloe Lynn Munson, the daughter of Paul and Renee Munson. Chloe will be attending Northern State University. She will be majoring in human performance and in sports marketing and administration. She's a member of the National Honor Society. Read the Arian Music, George and Ava Kleppen, American Legion Good Citizen Award, and Vesper Chapter number 81. Chloe Lynn Munson. Our next graduate is Taylor Piper Nelson, daughter of Amy Kolosik and Zachary Nelson. Next fall, Taylor will be attending Montana State University for nursing. She's a member of the National Honor Society, also receiving the Reuben and Edna Butts Award, class of 2019, and Montana State University Achievement Award. Taylor Piper Nelson. Our next graduate is Chelsea Anna Schaefer, daughter of Dale and Leanna Schaefer. Chelsea will be attending USD for neuroscience and psychology in the fall. She's a member of the National Honor Society, a Regents Scholar, George and Eva Klepton Memorial, and SAC Scholarship. Chelsea Anna Schaefer. Our next graduate is Seth Tebe, the son of Rick and Tiffany Tebe. Seth will be attending Lake Area Tech for fixed wing pilot. He has also received the American Bank and Trust Scholarship. Graduate Seth Tebe. Our next graduate is Ty W. Von I, son of Paul and Sherry Von I. In the fall, Ty will be attending MTI for Ag Diesel Technology, and he's a member of the National Honors Society. Graduate Ty Von I. Our next graduate here and final graduate is Landon P. Walter, son of Jeff and Jamie Osmond. Landon will be attending SDSU to major in ecology and environmental science. He's a member of the National Honor Society, a Regents Scholar, Farm Bureau, Jim Hendricks family, SAC Scholarship, Life Served Donor of Distinction, Daughters of the American Revolution, American Legion Good Citizen Award, and the class of 2019. And Landon P. Walter. if you want to stand by, we are waiting for someone to come up here and they're to give a few words. So just stand by. Once again, you watch the Wessington Springs graduating ceremony, class of 2020. In just a few moments, we will have a staff member of the Wessington Springs High School to say a few words. So just stand by, please. once again, if you just hang on with us here, we will get a member of the Wessington Springs staff to say a few words. Right now, we're kind of working between the radio station and Live Ticket TV. So once she's done off the radio station, she'll come back up here to the Live Ticket TV and give some words. So just stand by. All right. As she is making her way up here. A little bit.
We extend a huge thank you to all of our local scholarship givers. Since 2013, Kurt and Bruce Munson have been honoring their father, a Wessington Springs and Wessington Springs students by giving the Lieutenant Colonel Orville O. Bill Munson Scholarship. The Munson brothers wanted me to share a special message with the graduating class, as well as their families and educators. From Bruce. When the handwriting on the wall became apparent, and Kurt and I realized Dad was not Superman and we were losing him, Kurt and I began discussing what, if anything, we could or should do to honor our father, Lieutenant Colonel Orville O. Bill Munson, a kid from Wessington Springs, that small town in South Dakota no one who we grew up with had ever heard of, but which town was instrumental in nurturing and developing Dad into the father he was to us and the man who became one of, if not the highest decorated combat engineer to come out of World War II alive, and went on to distinguish himself in the Korean War as well. All four Munson boys traveled up here every summer to visit our grandparents. And while it may shock you to think of Wessington Springs as a vacation destination, we loved it up here. When we decided on a scholarship to honor our dad, we had no idea two things were about to happen every year. First, we discovered the honor was all ours. It is our honor to have become a small part of Wessington Springs School District and realize what a phenomenal job Springs does in educating their kids. Additionally, the honor has been all ours to have the privilege of meeting some of the smartest, most talented young men and women, each of whom are preparing to take the next big plunge in life by leaving home to attend college. Our second discovery was how difficult it was going to be for us to select the recipient of the award. Every year, we threaten to quit punishing ourselves with the horrible anguish of having to select a student as the next Munson Scholar. Fortunately, our memories are short, and by the next graduation, we are ready for the next group of seniors. This year, however, the task was more daunting than ever. Kurt and I have chuckled to consider the look on the face of a graduating senior in a large metropolitan high school. If you told him or her their 3.786 grade point average only got them into the 46th percentile of their senior class, where on God's green earth does a 3.786 put you in the bottom half of your class, other than right here in Springs? This incredible feat can only be the result of the two most important factors in a successful education: the mothers and fathers who raised them and the educators who teach them. Kurt and I are honored to have met and vetted your children and your students. Normally, Kurt and I take the applications and select about 5 for interviews. We could not reduce it to 5 this year, something we will do next year because the process is too hard for these 2 old guys. This year, we scoured the applications. We concluded we wanted to meet each of them with a live and in-person interview by Zoom. We were not disappointed. Every single one of them was an awesome candidate. Every year, we ask each applicant a question to help us understand the other candidates. We ask, pretend you are not going to get the scholarship, but have the responsibility to decide who, if the of the others, should get it and why. The answers are always thoughtful and sincere, but more important, we get them talking about another student. This year, after a thoughtful pause, one of the candidates refused to give us just one name. By the way, in spite of the fact we won't let it happen again since we only asked for one, the response was incredible. Not only did he say every one of them would be deserving, we were then treated to a candidate-by-candidate analysis of the characteristics of each of the others that would make them a deserving recipient of this award. Although it was information overload, it was further evidence of the awesome caliber of this class, and evidence, once again, Kurt and I were right. I now defer to Kurt. Both Bruce and I want to express our regrets about the coronavirus preventing us from traveling to Springs for the awards evening. We look forward to it every year. As Bruce has pointed out, the WSHS class of 2020 follows in the tradition of our great school by producing an outstanding group of young people. The 9 students who applied for the Lieutenant Colonel Orville O. Bill Munson Scholarship made the decision of who to recognize extremely difficult. Our plan has always been to award one 4-year scholarship, and when one or two students so impress us as to make it recognizing them not recognizing them painful, we make spot awards of $500 or $1,000 to especially deserving students. For 2020, we have made 2 spot awards of $1,000 apiece. Once accredited, these students will receive a single check for $1,000. Those 2 students are Emma Lammy and Piper Jones. Following the early graduation of one of our scholars, half of her scholarship was unused. Because of how outstanding this year's field of candidates were, Bruce and I determined we would use those undistributed funds to award a second scholarship for 2020. This special scholarship will be for 4 years, but instead of $300 a month, this scholarship will pay $150 per month for 4 9-month school years. The recipient of this special scholarship will still be a Munson Scholar and will still have his name engraved on the plaque at the school. He will also still receive a special book stipend of $200 at the beginning of each of his 8 semesters. If the student stays in school for 4 years, the value of this scholarship will be $7,000. The recipient of the 2020 Special Munson Scholarship is Brendan Labor. Finally, in a field of candidates, any one of which would have made us proud to recognize as our newest Munson Scholar, the recipient of the full Lieutenant Colonel Orville O. Bill Munson Scholarship will receive $300 per month for 4 9-month school years, plus $200 at the beginning of each semester to assist in the purchase of books. If the recipient of this award stays in school for 4 years, the value of this scholarship will be $12,400. The 2020 recipient of the full Lieutenant Colonel Orville O. Bill Munson Scholarship is Landon Walter. Congratulations to all of the graduates of the class of 2020.
And that concludes our live stream of the Wessington Springs graduation of the class of 2020. Thank you.